Jeff.
Yes.
Maho.
Yo.
Freaks.
Ho ho.
And Terrence.
Yep.
And
Bottle of
me,
rum.
the sexiest of the bunch, Toker.
Whoa. I didn't realize we were establishing roles. I get to be the ace stunt driver.
I'll be muscle.
Okay. Jeff, that means you got to be the nerd.
What's
No,
my
Mahogany could be the brains.
Oh yeah, that's right. Mahogany, you get to be the nerd. Jeff, you get to be the femme fatale.
Didn't realize those were options. Shit, I call femme fatale.
I
You see
accept
me in a
my
little black
role.
dress?
Jeff's on board.
Jeff's got a little black dress and he's just itching to try on. Oh yeah.
Speaking of clothes, I got a story to tell. I did my laundry today. Went to the laundromat.
Cool story.
I like Jeff's reaction to that. Utter despair.
It'll be quick. But earlier, when I first moved here, I talked to y'all about being afraid that someone was going to steal my laundry out of the machines. That's why I went to the laundromat instead of, hanging around somewhere where I could leave it. As I was waiting on my clothes to finish washing, a fella came up to me and was like, "Hey, keep an eye on your clothes. Somebody just stole 2 wet loads out of my washing machines and made off with them." It was a valid concern.
I can't believe that's actually a thing that happens. I don't
just
know.
like
I feel so
like-
disillusioned.
I like the term wet load.
Yeah. He made it very clear that the laundry was wet when someone took it.
And it was
His
a
load was
load.
very wet.
I wish shaking your head had a sound. 'Cause you'd be lousy with it right now.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So wait. You're not allowed to babysit your own laundry if you're doing it at the apartment complex?
Well, there's no chairs.
You can't bring a stool?
I don't own a stool.
You can't
get-
buy a stool?
Pair of
I've
those
never-
pants that turn into a chair.
The wearable chair.
Oh.
Mhm.
I mean,
Your
that was just like
problem
when,
seems
when,
it seems
when
to
I
be
was in the
enti-
military. We had the laundry thing like downstairs, and you didn't have no room. There weren't no chairs or anything in there. I'd go to the laundry. I mean, it was free at the thing, but I'd go to the laundromat so you could actually sit there and, maybe sit out in the car or something and watch the stuff from the outside. Sitting in maybe a 5 foot by 6 foot little room with all the hot, moist air for
Yeah.
Full of
hours.
tossed wet loads.
hot, moist air.
Jesus.
Yep. That was exactly my point, Jeff. That's why I go to the laundromat myself.
When I lived in Cross in that shitty 1950s trailer, I didn't have a washer and dryer for a while, and I'd have to drive 30 to 40 minutes to the nearest town that had a laundromat. And the first time I did it, I was upset until I got there. Laundromat's nothing to talk about much, but next to it in the same building, like connected, you didn't have to leave the laundromat. There was a door between the laundromat and this tiny restaurant. And this restaurant just had like cheap, pork chops, meatloaf dinners, things of that nature. But what they had that made it a beautiful moment was deep fried biscuits. They just took canned biscuit dough and dropped it in grease and it was like a hush puppy biscuit dough.
Wow.
They were fucking amazing. And for like $1, you got 10 of them in diabetes. But it was so worth it. Like it was just deep fried butter dough. So I'd go
Jesse-
wash clothes and then go eat, I don't know, a dozen or two of those.
Jesse makes glazed donut holes with that same stuff. Like,
Yeah, it's so good.
Solid. That
I'm
sounds
not
like
mad
a
at
solid,
that idea.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Toker, did Cross even have a laundromat?
No, What Cross had in abundance was sex offenders because there were no schools out there. They could all legally live in the woods, you know. But where I lived, there was 3 fish camps because it was right there on the canal lakes in between Marion and Moultrie.
Fish camps.
And there's 3 like, you know, places you could go eat. And they were
They
all
serve fish.
yeah, you know, it's just
Oh,
I call
just making
any
sure.
restaurant that's they're mainly boat landings for people, but they also serve food. I call all those places fish camps.
As you should. That's what they are.
That's what they are. They also, you know, raise minnows and bait and shit for fishing, but some of them have really good food. Like there's one that you went to for hamburgers. There was one that you went to for above hamburgers. You wanted like a pork chop dinner or something, you know. They also had fried gator tail, which was pretty good. And then there's the one nobody went to because it's the gross one. It's the one that makes all the rest of them taste better. You know, that place sucked. I guess the place we used to go was really good compared to this place. You know,
We got to keep that bar low.
yeah.
It's utterly supported by the other 2 businesses, just sliding the money to stay open.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Don't shut down. We need you to suck.
Yeah.
Probably
Keep,
owned by the same person.
you
Just
keep
like
not
Eating.
cooking your fries and overcooking your fish.
Did you not change your grease like ever?
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, that's pretty brilliant. If you've got enough money to own 2 restaurants, you should have one of them suck so that the other ones look better.
Yeah. Out there, it works. Anywhere else,
Yeah.
that's a death sentence.
It's like, look, this is where I send my idiot son to work. He doesn't care about anything. We'll leave him
Oh.
at that one.
All the employees too dumb or inefficient to work at the good restaurant. I send them.
Yeah.
Cross was really
Exactly.
close to a town called it's such a weird spelling. It's either Utahville or Utahville. It's like
It's Utahville.
EUT, yeah.
It's Utahville.
But it looks like it should just be called Utahville, like Utahville.
Utahville.
And they had a place there called the Gator Tail Tavern, and I was like, I wonder if their Gator Tail's as good as Mac Daddy's out there on the river. It wasn't because they
Yeah.
did not have Gator Tail, and I just
WTF,
remember being
mate?
like, how are you called Gator Tail Tavern if you don't sell Gator Tail? And they could not explain it.
I have psoriasis on my ass.
Mm.
Oh, that is an unpleasant and unfortunate circumstance.
Thank you for
Tail.
listening to this show.
Yeah.
You can't watch it because of his ass psoriasis. He shows us every Zoom meeting.
Yeah. No,
It's
yeah.
really
if I did,
unprofessional.
you would definitely see it.
Mm.
We have tried to ask him not to,
Well, you know,
but
I
we don't
hate
have
you.
an HR department.
It's yeah. I'm the HR department. I keep giving myself raises. Otherwise, I'd leave. Like,
Mhm.
That's why we don't have any fucking money.
We're gonna double what we're paying you now every week.
oh, good.
We're just gonna keep doubling your salary until we make money.
Then we'll have to reevaluate this
Yeah.
this whole situation.
We're,
Ooh,
if
we're
we have
gonna
this
cut
podcast in
yourself.
cross, it might work.
Oh,
Jesus, all right.
Cross was terrible.
Gonna shit on
The other-
cross for another half hour.
The other fun thing that happened today at the laundromat was a group of churchgoers came up as I was pulling my laundry out of.
Go ahead and
The-
say
the
yes. You were
machine.
pulling your wet load out.
Wet
No, it was
load.
a dry load. I was pulling my dry load out of
Oh
the dry-
God, you need to get more water, man.
my dusty hot dry load that was coming out of the dryer, and I set it down and I get ready to fold it, and they approach me. They're like, "Oh, were you already done with your laundry? We were going to offer to pay. Here's a flyer for our church." And I was like, "You see me folding it?
Mhm.
Obviously, I'm already done with it. Now you're going to approach me to offer to pay for my $1.50 laundry."
Yeah, it's the
I'm
guy.
good, thanks.
It's the guy that goes out to dinner with you and slowly grabs his wallet when the check shows up. You don't want to be first on that draw. You know, you want to pretend like you didn't see the check show up. So
Yeah.
maybe one of your friends grabs it. You're like, "Oh,
They-
I was gonna, but I mean, you know, thank you."
We
I
like
think-
to call those folks blisters on the work site.
Mm.
They show up after the work's done.
I don't see
Like a
how-
blister.
like a blister.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see now.
Your baby soft hands may not understand that reference.
Franks gets a lot of blisters from his dry, hot loads.
Yeah, it's dry hot loads. And
No, I get those
constant-
from the wet loads.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
But
that's
the true
true.
question here is, Frakes,
Would cause chafing.
if they had actually gotten there early enough and had offered to pay for your laundry, would you have taken it?
No.
I didn't think so.
It's $1.50.
Because then you just basically open the door for them to sit there and talk to you for
Exactly.
an hour.
Exactly.
You know what that
Thanks,
means,
I'm
though?
good.
They assumed you were homeless or something.
I mean, yeah. I'm in a laundromat in the middle of downtown Jacksonville.
That's why I always wear a 3-piece to the laundromat. That way they know I mean business.
That you're carrying all your clothes on your back.
You know, because I've done laundry. I've gone so long without doing laundry. All I have is this suit I wear to funerals.
Yeah, that's what got me about the whole thing. It's like, I see your tactic now. Prey on the poor.
Well, you know, that's what we do.
If it works.
Are we gonna play? Maybe do a thing.
Well, of
See,
course not.
another shitty thing about Cross is
Are we just gonna? Are we just gonna keep shitting on these poor, well-intentioned, kind of shifty religious people?
Well, see, we're waiting on you to take the reins, but you can't just like ask for them. You have to physically wrestle them from our grasp.
I don't
You
know.
have to insert your dominance as the dungeon master.
you can take this wet load out of my cold damn hands.
No. You've been talking about wet loads far too much for me to want to touch you or grasp you or wrestle you at all.
So, how was
I
the
mean,
fight
that
last
sounds-
night? It was moist.
It was very moist and warm.
That sounds like a personal hang up.
You're gonna have crunchy pants tomorrow. You know that. Anyway, let's get going. All right. So when last we left off, you guys were in the bowels of the dragon's inner sanctum, his vault, his treasure room.
I want to interrupt just one more time. Sorry.
Of course you do.
For the listeners that have made it to this episode, thank you. You are true nerds. You made it through 2.5 hours of math and action, and we appreciate it. And you're a godsend. I don't know which God sent you, but thank you.
Yeah, he's right. You know,
I'd really like to know how many times they just fast forward through. Like, okay, wait a second. Fast forward. Okay, wait. They're fighting something. Okay, fast forward again. He's talking about his ass. Damn it. Fast forward.
if I could have fast forwarded through it, I would have.
Some people love the combat talk, though.
Well, those
Yeah.
people are insane.
Yeah,
Yes.
we want those people, and I just want to thank them for finding us and being around.
Yeah. Thank you very much to all our NPCs.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. All right.
Sorry.
We're back. Let me get my spooky narrator voice going. There you are in the bowels of a draconic dungeon. And suddenly, the combat is paused, preempted, cut short as the mayor of Copper Kettle Pass comes flying out of the recently opened, sealed doors, blown back by a lightning bolt.
Oh, yeah.
Your patron, Pod Delamark, calls out that it's all right, everything's okay. But when he came in and found you guys had already been fighting each other, he orders you all to stop. And that's where we left off. The remaining members of
And there weren't many of them left.
well, there were 4.
Was it 4 or 3?
The rogue, the cleric,
The
And
wizard.
the mage.
and the mage. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was all. That was it.
Oh,
There was as
okay.
many of them as there
As
were
there
of
were
us.
That's true. So yes, the 3 remaining golden companions of righteous resolve and you guys the unnamed villains of our piece, pause, and when Delmark steps into view, he says, "You keep fighting like this, I'm going to have to kill you all."
And I go, Pod, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Good. All right.
Sarcastically.
I trust we're all done with this. The three remaining members of one of the remaining members of the Golden Companions is still in her own little world, trying to she's just occasionally, you see her punch herself in the face. You'll see her wander into a wall. You'll see her begin moving toward the others, swinging her mace until finally she gets out of the confusion aura that you left up there.
Actually, it was euphoric, fascinated.
Oh, that's right.
That was the marijuana cloud I left
I'm sorry.
up there.
That's right. No, she's just standing up there drooling. My bad. It's been a while since we got to play.
I just watch and drink. And by drink, I drink a cured moderate potion.
Okay.
Let me mute the train. Sorry.
Pot surveys the damage. Is like, can't leave you people alone for any reason at any time, can I?
Well, sure you could, but you didn't tell us not to kill them.
Nah, well, I guess you got that. You got a point there, and it certainly doesn't violate your contract. Well, he says to the furious Alva Thornfire, the wizard of the Golden Companions, just explodes with rage. Are you kidding? These people attacked us, murdered my friends. He's like, you know, gold gets into a lot of people's heads, young lady. Young lady? I'm probably 5, 10, 20, 40 years older than you. She's an elf. He does a little math and deigns to feel insulted by it. And he's like, you know, elves are always holding that over people's heads. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look at all the money here. Let's just put all this beside us, split it up, and you can get your friends back on their feet. They're down a man. He leans over the side, looking at Jeb's petrified form.
Oh yeah, we're not tied. They have 4 and we have 3.
Besides, that half-orc was going to attack us. We were just defending ourselves. He was going to attack us, though.
Yes.
Until the other thing showed up. We were just defending ourselves.
Well, let's all just call a truce here. I think we can all work this out. Can we all agree on that?
Oh, sure. Of course we can agree on that. Yes.
Excellent.
Tiffany's not happy.
Tiffany. Tiffany, my dear Tiffany. Don't worry. I know it will make you happy. Counting all this lovely loot.
Tiffany's a little more happy.
Yeah, look, Pod, I was a little concerned about mathematics of dividing this stuff up, so I was trying to cut down on how many times it had to get divided. So, to make mathematics a lot simpler.
Well, the mathematics will be precisely the same, because if we split it evenly amongst us, then your group will get a third, their group will get a third, and of course, my third.
Agreed.
Very well.
I agree with that.
Excellent.
I don't. I have prior promises from the dragon I worked for.
Yes, well, that dragon is dead, my boy.
Well, Pod, I did have one caveat to that.
Huh?
I fully agree with you on this. I just kind of hope that me and you can come to an agreement about a certain halfling.
The halfling?
That halfling.
Right. Yes. Yes, indeed.
I'm sure me and you can come up with the perfect agreement on that son of a bitch.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Continue.
I stopped by home really quickly before I decided to give Kedrick a lightning bolt up the ass. Are you alive, Kedrick? He calls down. You see shallow breathing coming from the bear. He was a tough son of a bitch. Well, so let's let's just do this the right way, shall we? And you see him begin to pull out several scrolls. He looks around and says, begins investigating things. You see him touch some various runes on the outside, and you guys feel like a crackle in the air, just a brief one, as not a magical effect begins, but a magical effect ends. He's like, there we go. All right. Now, he begins calling scroll after scroll, and you see like coins begin to rise up in the air and begin counting and stacking themselves. And it takes a little over an hour, if you guys just stand there and let him do most of the work, before all the coinage here is split into 3 different groups. While he's doing this, he occasionally take a break, and after a while he decides, I will pay you out of my share, Mr. What's your name? Spearfellow?
Cybot R2s.
Right, Cybot R2s. Yes, I suppose you are owed what you are owed. And after all,
is it just gold that's in here?
Oh no. No, there shouldn't be. There should be magic items. He looks down at Kedrick, who...
Well, I'll definitely cast magic. I'll cast detect magic while he's doing all this.
I mean, I've always got
I mean,
cast.
I know you can see it.
Constant, yeah.
I know we're not just sitting here while he's counting gold, not looking for magic.
All right. Then you guys walk around and collect various magical armor bits, weapons.
Well, I mean, I am. Just sitting there.
Armor bits, weapons, other sundry items.
Body
that
parts.
You find. Body parts. Who's the body parts?
The stone
Jib.
Jib.
Right.
His arm.
His wing, some of the other bits, stone bits, are easily collected. He snapped, but it didn't shatter. He landed in a pile of gold. But after a while, it's all split up. And then Pod pulls out a few, he pulls out a few bags that have been out of a backpack where they are separate bags. And he begins pulling them aside. By this time, the Golden Companions have moved their people to the other side of the room and you see the priestess, now that she has snapped out of her thing. They've been shooting you guys just utterly hateful glares the whole time. And you see her casting gentle repose on the corpses, and the wizard basically putting them all on a floating disc to carry them where they need to carry them. They are rather unceremoniously shunted into a bag of holding that they have, and so are the various gold tallies. Each get their own bag of holding, which Pod splits up after taking a portion of his own out and putting an extra in the bag. He's like, here you go. Does 3,000 seem to cover you?
That's a good start.
Very well. And he looks over the magic items very briefly and picks through a couple of them. Says, these are of interest to me. The rest you can have.
What are the things that he took? What are the things he took?
He took a single ring, he took a book, and he took a sword that doesn't appear to be magical except for the scabbard.
Can I spellcraft that stuff?
If you like.
Ooh, do I need to do it for each one?
Yeah.
36 for the ring.
Ring of Wizardry 3.
Okay. A 30 for the scabbard.
The scabbard. This one seems to it seems to have no magical properties on its own based on what you can see. You're guessing it's part of a set that is probably, while magical, largely inert until joined back together.
And a 30 for the spell book, but I'm assuming that's just a spell book.
It is a spell book, but you can see that it also emanates its own aura of magic. When he picks it up, a draconic eye opens on the cover and looks at him, and then closes again.
Would I know anything about that book from my work history?
Yes, it was one of your old master's son's books, who was no slouch in the wizarding department. He was, for a half dragon, he was particularly unattractive. He was. He didn't have scales that you can see. Really, like they're so closely, so close together that it just looked like rough skin. His wings were underdeveloped, and he just kept them under a cowl as if there were a hump. And he had this very weird name that his whatever mother gave him.
Okay.
Urjek, which in the language of dragons means burden.
Burden the Twisted.
Yes, that's what the boy's name was. Until he disappeared right before the last time you saw him.
I just wanted that for my knowledge. I'm not going to do anything about it.
Well, Pod turns to you guys and says, all right, we're going to let those people go. Get on with their lives. Is that amenable to you for now? Once you're out of my service, I don't care.
That's fine.
Well, I'm fine with it.
Good.
For you not able to see us, Frakes is doing visual comedy. Where he turns himself into a statue, which to him is a slack-jawed, weird-eyed posture.
It's the height of comedy. It's a shame you guys can't see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to edit out all of our laughter every time he does it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that you guys have, managed to come right back into regular speaking cadence after y'all pissed yourselves that way.
The first time I saw you do it, I thought you were about to sneeze, and I was trying not to laugh at your, because that's what it looks. It looks like you're about to sneeze, but it's just not happening.
Or yeah, no. Actually, I don't ever look at the Zoom much.
Yeah,
whenever I'm DMing.
There's nothing worse than a sneeze that won't come.
Like that. But yeah, so Pod lets them take their leave, and they angrily do. They feel threatened by him because apparently they know him better than you. Like, they've met him before. He is a pretty prominent fixture in their circles. And so they not only do they look angry, they look betrayed by it. I got to have a lot of bridge building to do after this, but I think it'll be worth it ultimately. Now,
did you get to do anything to the village?
Oh no,
the trail.
There are.
Weren't they involved with this, or was it just the mayor?
It was at least the mayor and the people that worked at the
souvenir
Hot Springs.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, I've had a word with them. And it was a very brief word because I had to get back here very quickly.
Well, I appreciate you coming back.
Well, of course I was coming back. I'm not leaving all this.
After you dumped right back out the door when you could have actually came in here with us and could have actually, if you had wanted to save these poor souls from that group over there, could have stopped us by just one word saying stop. And we would have stopped.
Yep.
But since you decided to go get vengeance on your, which I fully agree with, I have no problem with that. I'm actually kind of proud of you.
Well, now I feel insulted. All right.
You shouldn't. You came back. We stopped when you asked.
Well, it looks like our fates are not yet fully unentwined. I have to get these items back to Emerald Hill. And you should feel the enchantment break in about a day or so. But that leaves, of course, the matter of this place.
How do you want to handle this? And about my follow-up question about the halfling.
Right. That is something I'm going to take care of, and why our fates are currently further intertwined.
Which I have no problem with.
I'm going to be looking for this little bastard, and then I fully intend to let you know where he is.
Please. Yes. Why, thank you. That was the extra bit that just made this final part go, I'll gladly stop because I know what I'm about to ask him for, and I know he wants it too.
But you see him like cast a spell real briefly, and he's like, he waits for a moment, and then you see the bleeding mare turn into a bleeding duck, which he picks up under his arm.
So how do you want to handle this place?
Well, as far as this dragon's cave,
technically, I guess I kind of own it.
Well, if it's yours, it's yours.
I just want to make sure our agreement and stuff. I mean, I know you wanted to do research on the place. Did you get what you needed?
I think I have exactly what I needed. I've heard rumors, and this is just a warning to you, that there are forces interloping forces here in the other valley who are trying to undermine the current government. Now, I'm not saying that I know who it is or from whence they came, but Fortress Ickerblack has been giving off a lot of unusual magical emanations. And so we're trying to definitely put a stop to whatever's going on.
Oh, good to know.
Yes, so be careful of that. Don't get involved with anybody that's going to get you killed.
Yes.
he thinks from anyone else.
I kind of think the image in my head is like me thinking back to a certain person that jumped into a portal to hell, and then looking over to these stone bodies sitting over there cracked up.
Okay.
Okay.
He didn't jump into a portal to hell. He was dragged back into a portal of hell. Small difference, but
okay.
Yeah,
he got Sam
Raimi'd into hell.
Oh, that dragged me to hell. So good.
That's not a terrible movie. I enjoyed it.
No, it's a great movie.
It's fun. It's a very fun movie. It's doofy, but it's fun.
Doofy can be fun.
Oh no. It's like it's got his like when his movies were really over the top. It harkened back to that Darkman era of Sam Raimi.
I would put Drag Me to Hell on the level with Cabin in the Woods.
Maybe.
Cabin in the Woods is better, but
yeah, I like Cabin in the Woods a lot better.
But he says, I will be in contact with you in a few days. He says, but how do I do that? Will you be staying in the area?
Oh, no, not necessarily. Let's just put it like this.
I understand several important town members have abdicated their positions and maybe taken what they had in their penny banks and run. So if you were to retire, wealthy adventurers, this would be a great place to find an easy life.
We'll keep that in the back of our minds. I seriously doubt we plan on retiring, though.
Very well. He reaches into his bag and says, well, man, I'm getting low on funds, but luckily that won't be a problem much longer. He hands you a silver raven figure and says, contact me whenever you're ready to speak, and then let me know where to find you.
Okay. I can send this to your home at the Emerald Val.
Yes, it's Emerald Hill. I have my
Emerald Hill.
I have
the Raven will know the way.
Oh yes, one of my apprentices will probably get a hold of me. Very well. He grabs all the things he has: a bag, a few items, the duck, and
hey, hold on a second. Don't leave just yet.
Yes.
Is there anything you can do for the little statuette we have?
Yes. Hold on. He begins rooting through his materials, like some vital adventuring materials that everyone eventually needs to invest in. He pulls out a little pot, hands it over to you.
That's a stone to flesh.
Stone salve. Just rub it over a petrified person, and they should be as good as new. Though I'd make him as good as new before you do that, or he's going to wake up in a lot of pain.
Yeah, good point.
Out of character, if Jeb knew that the lady outside expressed any concern, he would be in just sheer joy.
Never tell him.
We'll keep that silent.
As long as he's the one dying, we're not the ones dying.
Exactly.
Pod tips his enormous dangly hat at you and then teleports away. You're guessing that he has deactivated the protections on that area.
Absolutely. Now, while we're waiting for this, I will use our coin to contact our mage back in home.
All right.
Especially now that there's no teleportation thing to stop us.
All right, you use the coin, and his voice comes through. Yes.
Would you like to see a treasure hoard from
Would
a
I?
dragon
Would I? Yes.
and the body of a Jabberwocky?
Should I bring people with me?
You might find it interesting. and have you ever heard of the dragon? And I actually tell them the name of the dragon.
Okay. Actually, I don't think I named the dragon. So that's so fucking terrible. I will give you the name of the dragon.
The dragon.
Yeah. Because they were aware that we were actually thinking about stopping to look at before the dragon hoard.
Yeah.
It was one of the locations that we were thinking about going to while we were going to another area.
Yeah, this was just a pit stop.
Yeah. Original.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Alcamarax.
Camarax. El Camarax.
The dragon, El Camino.
Says that name is not familiar to me, but I certainly will try to find a way to familiarize myself with it. Stand by. I'll be there shortly.
And be aware, you might be interested in this place because it does have a neat little library that a former dragon used to have.
Excellent. Coin cuts off. About half an hour later, he appears along with a few apprentices and a couple of guards.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Who are sword ready because he's incredibly paranoid. Wonderful. Excellent.
So welcome to the treasure hoard of Ablablax.
Valtrex.
Valcamarax. I made it easy to pronounce.
Yeah, just like I can't remember certain other people's names that have been characters on here for ever since the story started.
Well, this guy's name is Sarth the Wanscard, veteran battle mage and magical advisor to Lord Blackrune. There we go. We've refreshed everyone on what this guy is.
Well,
so
hello.
Sarth listens to what you tell him. What are you telling him roughly?
I'll tell him roughly what happened.
Is there anything important you're leaving out?
I'm trying to think.
Maybe that I'm new.
Well, no, they're going to ask that question because you were pretty prominent in the party, and they're going to ask where somebody else disappeared.
Yeah, what was that character's name, Jeff?
Val?
You can do it.
Valric?
There we go.
Vanna White.
Ta-da!
So they're probably going to ask me, okay, so where did Valric go? And like, who is this gentleman over here? Oh, wait a second. Where did this half-winged creature come from? Oh, wait, never mind. It's a statue. What happened to the anti-paladin?
Oh,
Ooh,
ugly
he only
story
made it 2
there.
episodes.
ugly story.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
Well, I mean, you had a half an hour. Could you have fixed Jeb up by then?
I couldn't make whole. I had to wait till we sleep.
Okay. But yes, he listens to your tale. If there's anything important you omit, you're thinking of later, let me know. Like if there's just something you just do not want the home base to know. He asks what you intend to do with the place, seeing how the wards here seem to respond to you.
Well, I mean, I dislike the fact that there's this massive maze system that connects all the way back to town. The only person that knows about that, the major site, is the wizard Pod.
Lark. We've heard of him.
Yes.
Dangerous.
So I don't know if y'all want to use it for something. Now he is aware of our other things going on in the world and mentioned something about it. He's not necessarily sure exactly how we're tied to it. If we're tied to it, he suggested we not be tied to it.
Well, we are definitely getting more of a foothold in the area. We've mostly taken control of the Misty Vale there. We've moved a lot of troops there through the base that you conquered, and they've set up a lot of encampments, but we've not made any forays out of the mists yet.
Well, my thought process here for this place is it would be too obvious if we set up our people here. Why not strip this joint for everything it's worth, and then maybe years later we might come back to this
Very well.
for something.
Is there anything in particular you'd want to keep for your group?
I think we've kept most of it, but I mean, there's a couple interesting things. Beware, there is one creature still locked in a room back there. There is an air. What was that?
Air servant.
Air servant in the library, and of course we can allow y'all to get access to that one. There were some tapestries in the main room that had some magic to them. There was a
full of
teleportation
gargoyles.
room. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the gargoyles.
The teleporter
How to
room.
actually, how to control them. Wasn't there how to make them too?
They are self-replicating once they're like uncontrolled. They just sort of like destroy each other out of boredom and then go inert. But
I mean, Jeff, why are you giving this away? It's a place we could teleport to and safely rest.
Until these goody two-shoe people decide to try to come back here for some reason, or they notify everybody about this former dragons area. That's really why I'm saying it's not worth it to keep the thing. Let's strip the place.
Yeah, but it's a long. Remember, we had to ride a carriage from the actual base of it to the horde of it. You just cave in that one wall and separate the two.
The whole area.
And separate, keep it separated, because we don't need a horde area or a labyrinth, but having a keep that we could teleport to at basically any time.
We got to have it. We'll have to have it updated with teleports.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I don't mind letting them know that we're having a place. They already told us we can have our own place if we wanted to.
Yeah. Just when you said, we'll come back to it in a few years, it's like, I mean,
Well, my whole concern is about I mean, you're right. The goody two-shoe guys never actually made it into the regular area. This is as far as they've come, so they only know about this far. We could technically collapse everything. Matter of fact, even the villagers, I don't think, made it past this point.
Only a few of them probably. You're guessing only a few of them actually knew how to get here or if it was actually real.
So, because the other part was still had plenty of monsters in it. And it seemed like nobody had succeeded in that area.
Yeah, there's still a Bodak, morgue. What was it?
Oh, the thing I befriended.
There's a Bodak.
Yeah, there's still a Bodak in there.
Okay, well, we'll keep the other area for right now.
All right.
We'll just collapse these hallway. We'll collapse this whole area.
I love the idea of having a place that we can teleport back to in the middle of a dungeon. We're in a different dungeon crawl, or we need a fast getaway. But bing, we're home. And we're safe.
For right now, let's get this. Let's take care of this. We got to retreat for a little while.
All right.
And reassess everything and get ourselves ready for the next part of our journey. And then we'll come back to this place and maybe set some wards up.
All right. If you're asking him to collapse these areas, and he'll do that for you, and let you guys get on with your other missions for now. But yes, generally, you're guessing for now you want to double back to the dragon's inner sanctum that you started in.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a good long walk.
But how much?
To be honest with you, we still had it sealed off from the outside that way. So if we seal off this way, there's no other way in, except through the teleportation.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much gold did we each get from that?
Yeah, that fun part now.
Okay.
And the magic items.
Well, let's just fast forward to the next day. You guys have made your way back. You've set up your encampments somewhere in there. I don't know where you're setting up in there.
I've still got a room.
Yeah, you still got a room. It is rotted to hell and back. But but
and I got cheese.
Yeah, you got cheese. That whole room needs a good fireballing after you get the cheese out. But yes, but you settle down for the night. Everything goes smoothly. You get up. I'm gonna assume that you fix Jeb up before you count the
make
loot.
hole.
Cast make hole after pouring the pot of stone salve on Jeb.
Before pouring the pot on him.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
let's make sure we get the order straight here.
I am in constant and unending pain.
All right, so Jeb, you snap awake. Last thing you know, you were fighting a golem, or no, you were fighting a flying. Were you fighting a flying?
No, he was fighting the golem, iron golem.
Yeah, that's right. You were fighting the golem. Last thing you remember, you were fighting the golem.
Well, I thought the last thing I did was I killed one of the guys as he was unconscious and falling down.
Actually, you did.
Yes, that's right. That is totally right. Yeah,
The dwarf.
you killed the dwarf.
I snapped to sword. But there's no sword in my hand because that hand broke off and y'all didn't bother to put their. No, yeah, I guess it still would be in my hand.
Yes. We pulled it out of your hand, snapping the fingers off. Then cast, make whole. And
Yeah,
then,
that makes sense. It's smart. It's smart. What the hell happened? Where are they? Where'd they go? Is it over?
Yes.
Well, I
And
got
I'll
one
let-
of the bastards at
I'll
least.
let the lovely lady explain everything to you.
well, this ought to be fun.
Tell him what happened.
I come up and casually lay a hand on Jeb's shoulder and go, the lady was very concerned. She was the first to ask if there was a way to bring you back. And then I leave.
A tear tracks down his cheek and then he pulls it back up through sheer force of will. Can't let him see the weakness.
All right.
Relax, little one. We just need a meat
Treasure.
shield.
Yeah. I know that's what it is. I understand the role that we all play here. Wink.
Wink.
Friendship forever.
Friends through eternity, honesty, loyalty.
We take the shirts off and check the mail.
What?
So,
Dragon sound.
yeah. One of those old riff tracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just constantly hanging out with their shirts off, reading mail.
Reading mail, doing taekwondo.
What was that? Samurai
Miami Connection.
Miami Connection.
Miami Connection. I forgot about that shit.
You know who they fought?
like
They
I've
fought
actually seen
against
that
the
one.
ninja.
Maybe
Yep.
not. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure me and you watched it. The Miami Connection one, because that's what I've watched a few times. It's so
Miami.
good.
Who was the you and the me and you situation?
You.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just checking.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. You were there.
Non-specific you and I watched you,
Oh,
the
wow.
listener, and Toker. Let's watch this movie together.
Look, if anybody
Oh.
listens to the show wants to hang out and watch Miami Connection. Not
Oh yeah,
bad.
we should. Yeah, we'll do a.
That would
Which
be
live?
dope. Ooh, that should be a Patreon goal.
Miami Connection.
You just,
No, just movie.
Oh well,
You
this
know?
goes live.
just movie.
Movie hang time.
You know what's hilarious? When you were talking, I think on one of the other shows, you were talking about how if you wanted to go ahead and be on Patreon, we're 19 episodes ahead, and this 2.5 hour, blah, blah, blah. But this one that one probably won't air until what, like April, May?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, I mean,
We've
Yeah.
banked a lot of these.
this is
Yeah,
gonna
we-
be a while.
I mean, we could offer a Patreon thing where if you get to a certain amount you give us, then you could force us to watch any movie you want us to watch as we
Oh.
do commentary for it.
Any movie?
Any movie.
Any movie.
But it has to be ticks.
I was gonna say, I hope Ruditritis does not endorse the.
No. I
Is it-
don't want them to be able to just say
Statements of-
watch any movie.
Isn't
Yeah.
Ticks funny on its own? Does it not?
I fucking love ticks.
All right, let's see.
I wonder if my brother's watched it yet.
So,
Yeah, I'm working on it.
treasure and training montage.
Montage. Oh, let's
In
see.
a montage.
Everything we need, we can get done in a montage.
All right.
We leveled. Did anybody get anything fun from their new level?
Oh yeah, talk about that while I do some math.
Yeah.
I got a feat.
Yeah.
Me too.
Do we want to go around the horn with this, or just say what we got?
I wonder if anybody picked up anything fun. Jesus. I'm
I
going to take that as a
I got
no.
fun new spell. I still haven't picked my other. I got 5th level spells. So that's nice.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
5th level spells are dope.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
I
one
think
that
I'm gonna-
stands out to you?
I've only picked one of them as it stands.
So that one stood out to you, huh?
Yeah, that one stood out to me.
Is it teleport?
No,
Oh.
it's because evil. So vampiric drain. Why not?
Nice.
Why not? It's pretty cool.
Is that a ranged or touch?
It is ranged, 25 feet plus 5 feet for every 2 levels. So that's kind of good.
That's a smart
know?
choice. Wicked smart.
D6 points of damage it deals D6 points of damage per 2 caster levels, and then I gain temporary hit points equal to that damage. And yeah, so that's pretty neat.
Nice. I decided to dive into tentacle porn.
Ooh.
After our
I feel
hentai
like that was
episode.
Yeah, to spell black tentacles.
That sounds like a personal Jeff level up.
It is.
Oh, yes, it was.
We're not even talking about his character anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like, I like black tentacles.
Now that is a search tag that I've never actually considered specifying to that level.
Oh, new thing for your FBI agent to cringe at.
Good. That's what you
Coming
get
up.
for looking at my shit. I hope you're uncomfortable.
There's no agent actually listening and watching your stuff. That's what AIs are for.
I hope it makes
the AI that's doing it's gotten corrupted and messed up.
Yeah, good. I hope they get real uncomfortable. Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, the AI that's actually looking through Frakes' stuff is actually going to be the one that's like gets so corrupted and ends up trying to destroy the world because humanity's definitely lost it.
Oh,
Is
I'm
all
not
worth saving.
that bad. I mean, I'm bad, but I'm not irredeemably bad.
I took Vital Strike. Thanks for asking.
I did too.
I feel like you started this conversation
You
because
weren't
you
the only one
talk
talking.
about it.
No, I was trying to buy Tarot's tub, and then y'all went off on a tentacle thing. It's like, nobody's going to ask me what I took.
I was
It's such a
getting
damn
around.
awesome feat.
It is a really good feat, which means in the right circumstances, I'll do 66 plus 10 plus 30, plus 13 damage.
I know.
What is Vital Strike for our listeners who may not know?
When you use the attack action, if you have a base attack bonus of +6, you can take this feat. But when you use the attack action, you can make one attack at your highest base attack bonus that deals additional damage. Roll the weapon's damage dice for the attack twice and add the results together before adding the bonuses from strength, weapon abilities, precision based, and other damage bonus. These extra weapon damage dice are not multiplied on a critical hit, but are added to the total. So when I use my one ability, it changes my spear to a large spear. And then Vital Strike, I will do, and Vital Strike and Studied Strike, because Studied Strike's a swift. That Studied Strike goes off if I hit and I want it to, so it doesn't take an action.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
So I
I
will
didn't
do
see the Vital Strike though.
So Vital Strike takes me up to 46, and then if I Study Strike it, it'll be 66 plus 10.
Ah, yeah, okay.
So it's like a way for you to get 2 attacks worth of damage if you move.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the way because when I was looking on the forums about it, that's the way they best explained it. Overall, it's good. It's not the best thing to take, but if you're going to be doing a lot of movement actions where you don't get to take a full attack action, this is where you can make up the damage.
Yeah, and as an
I should that one
acrobatic
strike.
spear slinger, I feel like I'm probably gonna have to move around a good bit, or I want to move around a good bit, because I've got abilities where if I roll acrobatics to roll around, I get bonuses to hit and damage then too, just from some different builds that I've got.
Man, I should have taken that for my flyby attacks. That'd be dope.
The only thing is, the lower your damage dice is from the weapon you're using, the less benefits you get from it.
Right. But it works well with another investigator ability with the it's called
Big spear.
No. Oh,
What
I'm
an
bad at
on-the-nose
English. MERCURIAL. Mercurial oil. Oil.
Oh.
But I can use that to increase my weapon damage by 1 step or give myself DR2.
Oh, so it's like the old ultimate equipment from 3.5. They had the mercurial weapons, which had like liquid mercury inside the weapons, so that when you swung, it did more damage. But that's like an oil or a balm you put on your weapon.
Yeah.
That's cool.
This gleaming silver fluid sinks into the magical metal weapon or suit of armor and temporarily liquefies the interior. The affected weapon gains momentum at its center of gravity and moves outward during the swing, dealing damage as if it were one size category larger than it actually is.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I took dirty fighting.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand. It's an old original, a Jeb original.
It's good.
But when he died and came back and was remade, he lost that ability because he gained wings. But now it's like now that he's in his body longer, he's remembering how to do certain things. And dirty fighting is great, not only for the pocket sand or the pantsing or the stealing something off of somebody's belt. It's
or
also
the slow
great.
dancing with Patrick Swayze. No,
Yes.
that's Dirty Dancing. Sorry.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's
You're
true,
right.
yeah.
Sorry.
I was really hoping that Jeb could just run at Zarius and have him be lifted up with his wings spread wide as
I suplex you into a pool of acid.
the time of my life.
And we never felt this way before.
And I swear.
But I swear.
Have we bought you enough time, Terrence? Jesus
Yeah, I was
Christ.
waiting for you. I thought you guys were just enjoying yourselves. Jeez.
We were, but
Well, we are.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
Yeah.
sued at this point because I was
But-
spot on with my song.
Oh, no.
So,
I do want to go back to the dirty fighting thing to discuss what
Oh,
other
yeah.
benefits come from it. It counts as having an intelligence of 13, which I do not, and expertise for other feats like
Oh.
improve feint or improve steal. You have to have certain prerequisites. This acts as prerequisites toward those feats.
Oh, that's cool.
All right, so
It's also
all right, you rich bitches. I don't want to hear you complain about treasure for a while. All right.
So till next week.
This really depends on what you give us, Terrence.
Yeah.
All right. So the gold value after you essay all the gems and gold coins is 20,000
That's it.
each.
I'm just kidding. Holy shit! I was kidding about 20,000 for everybody. It's 20,000 each.
Yep.
Word.
Me too?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So I could kill these other 3 party members. And
Yep.
get,
And become an 80,000 heir.
ooh, 1,000 there.
I just gave myself 2,000. That's not right.
Close enough. Moving on.
All right. Among other things,
well, you do know if we had left Jeb dead, we could have split that other 20,000.
3 ways. True.
Yeah, but you didn't, did you? But
And you'll find out a few other items of interest. Let's see. Let's start with the wonders items because I know you like that sort of thing.
Mhm.
One, do you want me to just tell you what they are and you guys can look them up, or you want me to tell you what they are and tell you what they do? Since we're trying to cut some time back here.
Are we?
Yeah, do that second one.
Yeah, tell us what they do.
Okay.
This is also for the listeners.
All right. Let's-
Everybody loves loot.
The
Sure.
true nerds are still with us, so you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. You find an Ioun stone. dark blue rhomboid.
Hmm.
The dark blue rhomboid says you gain alertness as the feat. Also, the wearer no longer takes penalties on perception checks for being distracted or asleep. While asleep, the wearer can remain open-eyed and fully aware of his environment, though he is still helpless against undetected threats until he actually wakes up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we have?
That would go good for our guy who only sleeps 2 hours.
Let's see.
I disagree.
You have a staff of journeys amongst the items. This is a walking stick, which has gray bark along its entire length, branches into an ornate fork at the top, decorated with flowers and different kinds of leaves. It allows the user to use the following spells: detect snares and pits, 1 charge; endure elements, 1 charge; long strider, 1 charge; pass without a trace, 1 charge; freedom of movement, 2 charges.
Just a small town stick. Living in.
Are we writing this stuff down?
lonely
Is
wing.
other
if
people
you-
writing this stuff down?
I'm typing it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wrote it down too. I got caught in my journey bit. Sorry.
Yeah, you're a regular Steve Perry.
The writer of 90210?
No,
That's Luke Perry.
Oh.
he didn't write it either.
Well, I'm just all confused.
You're thinking of Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey didn't.
No, my barometer's not that far off.
It's just the mustache.
Hmm.
All right, you find an amulet of bullet protection +2.
Ooh.
This amulet, usually crafted from the splintered remains of spent firearm bullets, shaped into a rough holy symbol or clover, grants the wearer a luck bonus to AC against against firearms that attack target's touch AC. So,
So worthless.
Very specific.
very specific.
At this level, if somebody's pointing a gun at us, a +2 to your touch AC is not going to do jack shit.
Yeah. That'd give me a 19.
Yeah, give me an 18. Woo.
That sounds like vendor trash.
Yeah.
Well, how about this then? Does this tickle you here? The chime of resounding silence. This foot-long tube of gold absorbs nearly all sound when struck, as if it were the target of a silent spell. This ability can only be used once per day. The chime vibrates silently for the next 5 rounds, increasing in strength as time passes. On the bearer's turn each round, there's a cumulative 20% chance that the chime prematurely ends the magical silence and releases the pent-up sound as a shout spell as a free action,
I like
oriented in a random direction.
it. Oh, I like it
Bear
less.
The bearer may spend a standard action to strike the vibrating chime again, ending its silence early and unleashing the shout in the direction of your choosing.
That's pretty cool. Be great against spellcasters.
Let's see what else you got. I'm back. There you go. Let's get to the easy stuff to write down. +1 merciful heavy crossbow. Weird.
Mercy. Piercing.
+1 corrosive earthbreaker.
Now, that mercy crossbow, that's non-lethal damage?
Yep.
What's what Earthbreaker? +1 what?
Corrosive.
Corrosive.
Acid and shit.
+2 battle axe.
Yo.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Arcane scrolls. Ready? Animate dead. Scrying. Fire shield. And a divine scroll of fervor.
Animate dead, scrying, fervor. What was the one between scrying and fervor?
Fire shield.
Fire shield.
Neat.
Yeah, let's see. That's I'm back. Oh my god, my computer's seizing up on me. That's what I get for trying to draw today.
Sounds like you need a new computer.
If you're playing the drinking game, every time Terrence bitches about his computer, you are fucking wasted.
All right, and the last two items: one ring of swarming stabs.
Ooh.
Let's see what that does. Ring of swarming stabs. This ring is crafted from hardened leather strips into which bits of fur, leather, bones, and ivory have been woven. Twice per day when the wearer is flanking an opponent, he can, as a swift action, deal an additional 1d6 points of damage on a successful melee attack with that opponent. This is sneak attack for any effects that reduce or negate such damage. So twice per day, you can add an extra sneak attack die if you're wearing this ring.
That's dope.
Or have
lastly-
a sneak attack die when sneak attack is not allowed, basically.
No, you still got to be flanked.
Yeah, you still got to flank.
No, but like, okay, I'll just hush. It's like it
well,
says, doesn't it say like in instances where sneak attack is not allowed, like not including like flank, but like let's say you're flanking something that doesn't allow you to take your sneak attack damage,
yeah, it counts
but you
as
get
sneak
to have
attack.
that d6.
No, it counts as sneak attack for any effect that reduces sneak attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
it
it
is
did
negated by
not.
anything that would negate sneak attack. So
Okay.
you can't sneak attack an ooze with it.
I heard the would not.
Yeah, sorry.
But I heard it
Uh,
wrong.
Yammering too fast, no doubt. All right, and last item, a rod of wonder. And I think we all know what that does. Right?
Get you into porn immediately.
I completely.
This phallic staff reduces the penalties. I did not
Okay.
wanted to say phallic staff.
All right, this rod has a
Rod of
random
randomness.
effect whenever you activate it, based on percentile rolls. I will read the effect out for anyone who's never heard of it, which might be mahogany. I don't know. She's pretty new to this game. The Rod of Wonder effects targeted 1 to 5% targeted affected by slow for 10 rounds. 6 to 10% fairy fire surrounds the target. 11 to 15 deludes the wielder for 1 round and believing the rod functions as indicated by a second roll. 16 to 20 gust of wind, but at windstorm force.
Ooh.
21 to 25 wielder learns the target's surface thoughts as with the detect thought spell for 1d3 4 rounds. 26 to 30 stinking cloud appears at a 30-foot range. 31 to 33 heavy rains fall for 1 round at a 60-foot radius centered on the rod wielder. 34 to 36 summon animal. Rhino 25% chance, elephant 25% chance, mouse 50% chance.
Wow.
37 to 46 lightning bolt 70-foot long, 66 damage. 47 to 49 stream of 600 large butterflies pour forth and flutter around for 2 rounds, blinding everyone within 25 feet.
Whoa.
50 to 53 target is affected by enlarged person within 60 feet of the rod. 54 to 58 darkness in a 30-foot diameter hemisphere centered 30 feet away from the rod. 59 to 62 grass grows in a 160 square foot area before the rod. Grass existing there grows 10 times normal size if it was already there. 63 to 65, any non-living object of up to 1,000 pounds of mass and up to 30 cubic feet turns ethereal. Weird.
Oh, it's great for getting through walls.
You know, if you can get that 2-3% chance to
Lucky.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. You say lucky. It doesn't turn you back.
Okay, unlucky ish.
What? I missed it because the thing went. I had to tell voice meter that I'm still evaluating. What happened?
It turns a non-living object up to 1,000 pounds of mass and 30
Okay.
cubic feet in the ethereal. 66 to 69, reduce wielder 2 size categories, no save for 1 day. 70 to 79, fireball at target at 100 feet straight ahead, 66. 80 to 84, invisibility covers rod's wielder. 85 to 87, leaves grow from the target within 60 feet of the rod. Last 24 hours. 88 through 90, 10 to 40 gems valued at 1 gold piece each shoot forth in a 30-foot long stream. Each gem deals 1 point of damage to any creature in its path. Roll 5d4 for the number that hits. Divide them among the available targets. 90 to 95, shimmering colors dance and play over a 40 by 30 foot area in front of the rod. Creatures herein are blinded for 1d6 rounds. And 96 to 97, wielder, 50% chance, or the target, 50% chance, turns permanently blue, green, or purple. No save.
This happened to me.
Really?
And 89 through 100, flesh to stone, or stone to flesh if the target is already stone, if the target has been 60 feet, 42 saves. Yeah.
God, if that was our only way to turn Jeb back, that would make for a chaotic session.
3% chance.
Crap, no, it's another fucking rhino.
Why do they have to
he's
fall
blue
from
now.
so far from the sky?
Yeah.
Oh,
What
it's
is
so
a
gory.
random item?
It is the rod of wonder. That's what it does. It does a wondrous thing. A random wondrous thing.
What was the last thing it did?
Turn the target to stone if they're not stone, or to flesh if
I
they're
thought that
stone.
was up to 97. There wasn't a 3% chance after that.
No,
No,
I
that
said
was
98 to 100.
Oh.
That's what
yeah.
that
3%
one was.
chance is turns permanently blue, like just under it is turns permanently blue, green, or purple.
Yeah, that happened to be a noob's game. I was my Blood Rager. What's his name? I love screaming his name, and I can't remember his name.
Munkar.
Yeah, Monka. Blood Rager is now permanently blue
Oh, okay.
or green. I can't remember.
Nightcrawler.
I was wondering why he was blue.
Yeah, he's sad.
Hey guys, I gotta take a break.
All right, take one.
Okay.
This has been Raiders of the Lark, a homebrew detritus production. We're taking a break now so that Jeff can smoke cigarettes. Cigarettes are terrible for you and a stupid habit. But you know, live your life, I guess. If you're going to waste money on cigarettes, you could also waste money on our Patreon.
We're cheaper than cigarettes.
We are way cheaper than
We are way
cigarettes.
cheaper.
Every
We're less
dollar
addictive,
helps,
though.
and we
And we're
promise
just as bad for you.
we promise not to buy cigarettes with the money that you give us. Through that, we will use it to make more shows like this and cartoons and all the other stuff you can find on homebrewdetritus.com. Thank you for listening to the Rod of Wonders episode.
But we are mildly carcinogenic, and you will get cancer. Good night.
Okay, bye.